Okay, so this is Abraham. There you go. Same name. I'm a 3D character artist. It would be awesome to get a review of my portfolio of my skills. Okay, so again, first thing first, take out any 2D stuff. If you want to be a 3D artist, don't do 2D stuff. If you want to do a 2D artist, then don't do 3D stuff. It's not like I've actually never met someone who was hired as a 3D artist and then asked to do 2D stuff, or someone who was hired as a 2D artist and then asked to do 3D stuff. Yeah, and Foxstar 3D, that's what I mentioned on the video. Um, this career, like, you can definitely make out a living by being a 3D artist. I've done it for the past 10 years. I know people who have done it for a long time. Is it a very cyclical, like, industry where sometimes you're gonna have really, really good years and sometimes you're gonna have really, really bad years? Yes. Because if you're, like, chasing projects, there's definitely gonna be a little bit of up and downs. But I've mentioned this on the video. I have friends who are doctors, I have friends who are lawyers, I have friends who are accountants, I have friends who are software developers, and I've heard them saying the same thing. Like, for instance, I'm not sure if you have friends who are in the medical industry. When I was a student, or when I graduated and I was gonna be a doctor, a lot of people told you, oh yeah, if you're a doctor, you're gonna be rich. Like, you're not gonna have to worry about it. That's not the reality anymore. I have doctor friends who work for a very low paying wage, and it's unfortunate because they're actually doing something that's helpful for society. We're just doing cool characters and 3D prints and games, right? They're actually saving people's lives and they're not getting paid enough. Teachers are not being paid enough. Like society right now, it's in a very like shitty place, I would say. So if you can make a living doing art, I think you're already privileged and you should value that. Yes, there's some people that do concept art and matte painting in 3D, but that's for design purposes, right, Satlan? So it's not really for production. Most of those designs are only going to be used as a guideline for the artists that are going to translate that into a workable asset. So Arvind, I think you have a cool stuff right here, Swami. It's interesting because, for instance, on this one you show a good understanding of some of the forms and anatomy, and then on this one you don't. So this thing right here, like, you completely butchered the lower legs and the upper legs. Like, that's not how the muscles work. The top part of the character is fine, but the bottom part is missing a little bit. The face also needs some form like changes, and then same for this Superman. So I definitely see that you understand the basics of the tools. You understand how the tools work, such as ZBrush. But for you, again, I would probably recommend the anatomy course. This one right here. So in this course, we go over like the forms of anatomy, posing, and all that stuff, and you're probably gonna get good value of understanding those things for your purposes. Another thing that I see, and this is again very obvious from your work, is that I'm not seeing the full process. I only see that in this oil tint, but not on characters. So if you want to be a character artist, you need to show how to do the full character, right? So you need to show how to do retopology, UVs, texturing, all that stuff. Yes, there might be some companies that, like, I do that as well. Like, I since our studio is small right now, there's only 3 of us in the studio. It's a very small team. I need to do graphic design. I need to do logos. I need to do banners. I need to do, like, here, just here in the channel, I do the editing. I do the thumbnails. I do the shorts. I do pretty much everything related to the content that we upload. That's me, right? So yes, there might be times where you're gonna have to do a little bit of everything. It depends. But in a big production, like if you're working, again, AAA studios or things like that, you're not gonna do that. Yes. So if you're starting ZBrush, this one, the ZBrush stylized characters like course, this one is focused on creating this character, this Oni, but the first 2 chapters are really good introductions to ZBrush. We go over the basic stuff and the basic modeling things, including this one here, ZBrush tools. We go over modelers, subdivisions, we do a little bit of an environment, and then we jump into the Oni. And as we go through the Oni, I explain a lot of like modeling tools and sculpting tools that you can use for your character. Hola, Sarah. Sarah? That's Sarah? Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Go to the next one.